In March of 2003, America invaded Iraq. And today, after a long war, America has succeeded. There are a lot of people who we have to thank. We must thank the generals on the ground, Secretary of Defense Robert Gates, Senator John McCain, President George W. Bush, and everybody who supported our troops' efforts in Iraq. But most of all, we must thank the brave men and women who have served courageously in Iraq. 50 million people now live in freedom. Saddam Hussein's regime has been defeated. In the Battle of Iraq, America has won. We must also thank President Obama for allowing us to leave in victory. Though most of the credit goes to President Bush and his allies for supporting the liberation of 50 million people, we must thank President Obama for allowing us to lead in victory. We must thank the Iraqi people, the ones who have stood up with American soldiers and stood up for their own freedoms and taken action in their own government. Iraq is now better off than it was 7 years ago. There will be many who will continue to deny the success of the mission in Iraq. But to the people in Iraq who now live in freedom instead of fear, that is not simply an opinion, but it is denial of their welfare. The war in Iraq had its rough moments. Certainly we mishandled the war badly. But thanks to the surge advocated by the generals on the ground, our soldiers, Senators McCain and Lieberman and Graham, we now have won. When history is written, Iraq will be seen as a success story. Mistakes were made, and there will be people who have been and will continue to be held accountable in our history books. But it still was a win for the United States of America. Let there be no doubt. Freedom has triumphed fear in the Battle of Iraq. We have won, and I am grateful to the young men and women who served our country in uniform. I'm grateful to President George W. Bush for his leadership. I'm grateful to Senator John McCain, Senator Joe Lieberman, for what they have been able to accomplish in supporting the surge. And I'm grateful to the American people for supporting our troops, even if they oppose the war. Those of you who oppose the war, I ask you, for the time being, to simply thank the men and women who served our country. Thank you, and may God continue to bless America.